Oh! Damn! Whoa! Yo, he's hot! So those are the folks with inferiority complex. They feel very inferior in the inside, so in the outside, they come off as the opposite, right? But Jinshi doesn't have that. He's truly confident. We can tell he has very high self-esteem. He's very competent. He knows himself well. Because of that, he doesn't feel the need to project his massive ego. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and your favorite over-analyst. Welcome to my detailed psychological and deductive analysis of the Apothecary Diaries episode 17. Assassination Zero, Vinny, Greg Boge, Foxlow's Gaming, Crisco94, Jean Negre, Wei Xiang, Project Norway, Samsonian, and Fidelis are the sponsored tier highlights of today's video. I appreciate your generous support. Shout out to the best patron family and growing YouTube members. Join us for early up to 2 weeks of early access to our videos. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, I forgot that in last week's episode 16, Master Jinshi asked Mao Mao to do his makeup. Mao Mao was like, huh? Whoa, I think that's the highest remarks and highest praises Mao Mao's ever shared about Master Jinshi. Remember, she's always treating him like an insect in the beginning, like that aversion. She's like, ugh, don't touch me, right? Very typical cat behavior when they don't like you. But of course, as I've analyzed throughout, this chemistry, this cohesion, this closeness between Mao Mao and Jinshi have been brewing over the episodes because they have got to know each other. Their relationship has become more genuine, and especially after Jinshi bought out Mao Mao and brought her back as his personal assistant. And I think Mao Mao has felt Jinshi's genuine nature more and more, and of course vice versa. But it is true though, obviously I'm not a historian, but I love history because history doesn't always repeat itself, but the people do. And I think there's another really famous quote that a lot of people shared in my Violet Evergarden series, that the history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Woman, or I guess woman is neither here or there, but I think more importantly, it's lust. Lust is a big reason for the downfall for the Roman Empire, one of the greatest empires that ever reigned this earth. And of course, a lot of the Chinese dynasties as well. Lust, woman, power, and so on. But at the end of the day, lust is not just about sex or sexual desires. If you boil down the cardinal personality traits, on the root, the bottom, is actually about power. Sex is about power. Lust is also about power. Who has the power? Who is in control? Can I get what I want based on my position of power? Can I wield my power to a degree that can I possess any woman, any man per my desire? So lust is all about power. But nonetheless, Mao Mao is correct. Woman has been a downfall for many, many great men and even great dynasties in the Chinese historical era, for sure. Are you trying to topple a nation? So again, my wild conjectures begin, but this is what you guys are here for, right? I think Jinshi is actually using Mao Mao not just as an excuse to use her in this very intimate space of putting on makeup, because that's skinship, physical contact. But I think it's actually to use freckles as a disguise so that he can go out and do some touring, maybe visit some sites, or maybe this is a continuation, invisible fourth dimension chess match against the master strategist. Maybe he's trying to see some things for himself, but of course, with his purple hair, with his heavenly beauty, using Mao Mao's words, is too obvious. So I think that's what this is about. Permanent. Hmm?
ではそれを頼む。俺を今と全く違う姿の人間にしてくれ。
Please transform me into a commoner. Do just that. So I think that's what's gonna happen, but we'll see what's the main point of this episode and what kind of a secret mission, Mission Impossible, what kind of a secret mission Jinshi's gonna embark on. I think it's about the invisible chess match with that master strategist. I too wonder what he's up to. Whoa. Again, that's going back to Mao Mao's just obsessive, diligence, competent traits of if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go all the way. And that's such a beautiful thing. And of course, everyone's different. Everyone have their own limiting circumstances. At the same time, if we are going to do anything, do the best that we can. How we do anything is how we do everything. And how we do everything is how we need to approach how we do anything. Of course, within our capacity, with obviously scarcity of time, resources, of course, there are confining factors. Nonetheless, if we are going to accept a task, if we're going to do a certain task, homework, essay, project, in school or in life or in work, might as well do the best thing that we can. Why half-ass anything? We're already dedicating time to do it. What, to save time, to shortcut, to, take some shortcuts in life? But as you guys know, there's no shortcuts in life. Yes, there might be shortcuts in school. You can cheat. You can get some answer keys. Sure, I've done that too, right? Like we have all cheated in schools. But in life teaches you directly the lessons you try to skip on. Life teaches you that, hey, maybe you can take shortcuts once or twice. But at the end of the day, they all catch up to you. And competency, you cannot fake it. Fake it until you make it does not work with the most important things in life. And that's what Mama is demonstrating. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to take it all the way. That's why Mama is so incredible at what she does. So episode 17 is called A Jaunt Around Town. 第17话, 街步. So this is a combination of kanji of Japanese and Chinese. So I can't really read the third character because that's actually in kanji Japanese. But the first two words are 街步, which means 街 means like jogging, 步 means walking. So 街步. So I'm guessing the third character that I can't pronounce because it's kanji means town. Oh, so jogging around, visiting around town. That's literally what Jinshi's about to do. Heavenly beauty, that glow. It's because your face.
今日も一日美しいのでしょう。
新手の嫌味か。
ジンシ様は
Jinshi's like, what's going on? Why the sudden mood? Sudden in the morning. We know. It's because Mama saw Jinshi's glowing heavenly beauty. I'm dead.
昨晩からそう言っているだろう。
なら失礼します。
Here's my over analysis real quick before we resume. I think the reason why Mama is very adversive and almost allergic, pun intended, since there's a lot of food allergies shown throughout the episodes and throughout the series. I think she's extrapolating, expanding beyond Jinshi's beauty, not just about his beauty, because he's obviously a male and he's in a very high position. He's a noble status. And as we've conjectured so far, he's like most likely a secret prince, the secret son of the emperor himself. But I think for Mama, she's expanding and extrapolating his beauty onto the beauty of commoners, beauty of women of the time. As a woman, unless you are of a noble status, you are most likely fall prey to rape, sexual assaults, possessions of men, sex work, brothel, obviously as courtesans and so on. That's like the dooming fate of 99.9% of women if you're of beauty, especially of commoners, period. Even for women of noble status, you will fall prey to the dooming fate of political marriage, arranged marriage, and be given away like all the concubines and ladies in the royal palace who are given and gifted to the emperor for political marriages to strengthen the trades, ties, relationships with different regions and so on. And of course, a lot of prince and a lot of noble men, noble status of men will also fall prey to the political marriages and arranged marriages as well, for sure. But of course, historically speaking, Chinese dynasties were paternalistic, and patriarchal, period. So women had more oppressions and obviously unfair treatments. And that's why I think for Mao Mao, because of all the trauma, all the horrible things she's witnessed vicariously, I think anytime she sees Jinshi's heavenly beauty, I think she's giving that allergic, like, oh, reaction because she's extrapolating. She's thinking about, damn, if any other woman without that noble status, or even including noble status, had your heavenly beauty, Master Jinshi, they will fall prey to victims of predators and other horrible things that I talked about. That's my guess. But I think it kind of checks off because it makes sense. It is true. Mao Mao understands the brutality, the brutal reality of what it is like for so many people out there, unless you're like the select few lucky ones. She's smelling it.
なんだいきなり。
そんな上等な光沢庶民はいません。
That's true.
今の人士様の服はせいぜい下級管理の普段着、海の向こうから取り寄せた最高級の香木とは縁がないはずで
That's
す。
true.
よくわかるな。
薬草と毒草を見分けるため鼻が利くように。
Wow.
議論の乗客の見分け方を知っていますか？
知らん。体型とか服とかか？
それもありますが、もう一つ。あるが性病の可能性が高い。
Whoa.
家畜臭い匂いがすれば風呂に入らず不衛生。しいです。
おい。
ではその間に。
Yo, also, can we appreciate Mao Mao is the only servants, lady in waiting, the only personal assistants in the history of Chinese dynasty or any dynasty eras that could order around such a high-ranking officer like Master Gaoshan. She's the only lady in waiting, only servant that could ignore Master Jinshi himself, aka her boss, his boss, to order other people around. When she gets focused, she gets like very, very, very focused. Not just in herbs and poison and medicine, anything that she accepts, and anything, she's like, any task that I accept, anything I take on, I will do that to the best of my ability. That is dedication. That is competency. That is diligence. I'm the same way. If I don't do too many things all the time, but anything that I do, I do them to the best of my ability. Again, like what I said earlier, why half-ass anything, right? It's a waste of time. If you're going to do it the best you can anyway. Again, if time and resources allow, right? Of course, circumstances vary. It's going to be a perfect disguise.
これで髪の光沢をなくして質感を悪くしていきます。
Wow, dude. Wow, dude, Mama, you are truly jack of all trades and master of many. Because the true saying is jack of all trades, master of none, which is like negative connotations against like generalists. That, oh, generalists, you can do so many general things, but you're not a specialist. But Mao defies that trope because she is jack of all trades and master of many. Amazing. She truly is a prodigy in many senses.
何もそんな切れ端で言わなくても。
平民はまとめられれば何でもいいんです。
Yo, the main palace lady is baffled. She can't even fathom. I think she's literally like short-circuiting because we know that palace lady that serves Master Jin, she's also hyper competent, super diligent, and very loyal. But I think she's like short-circuiting because she's like never in her, however old she is, never in a million years she ever thought Master Jinshi, the young master, the secret prince, or even I guess the emperor's brother based on the non-secret plot. Because again, I don't think the emperor knows that Master Jinshi is his secret son because of the child swapping theory. I don't think that the palace lady ever thought that the young master, again, emperor's brother, was going to wear commoner's clothes, have all these oil weird things mixing in her hair, wearing scrape of clothes, right? Like this is so beyond her imagination. And again, I don't blame her. And I think this is the reason why Mao Mao took the time to detailed explanation, like explain it very in a detailed manner of the true nature of commoners. Because as I've talked about and analyzed throughout, Master Jinshi is an outlier. He's an exception to the rule. The rule is that noble people, noblemen, is simply separated. There's a deep chasmic divide between the social caste system. Just like the current day and age, the socioeconomic inequality, income inequality, social stratifications, and so on. So Master Jinshi tries his best to be empathetic, to be compassionate, to be understanding, because he really cares for the people. That's why he was off throne and almost distraught and sad hearing Mao Mao's story about why she wears those freckles many episodes ago, how she almost got dragged away and was raped in the alleyway by the patrons who leave the brothels unsatisfied. That's when he revealed his true nature, genuine caring nature to Mao Mao for the first time. I think I speculated back then that I think that's one, depiction and projection of his own maybe traumatic backgrounds that we don't know about, but two, his genuine, charismatic, caring, and true empathy to care for other people, although he cannot always relate or he's not in their shoes necessarily because he's a nobleman. But here, I think that's why Mao Mao really wanted to explain it thoroughly, so that he truly understands that for a nobleman with your prestige to disguise, it's not just about a makeup. You gotta do a full 180-degree haul. Your hair, the scent, the cologne you wear, the hair, the grease, the outfit, anything and everything will give it away.
もっと臭くてもいいくらいですね。
It could be smellier.
服を脱いでください。
おう
Oh, damn! Wow, that physique, dude. Yo, Master Jinshi's getting shy. He's blushing. But look at Mao Mao. There's no sexual desire. There's no lust. There's no like, damn girl, damn boy, look at that body. No. She is strictly in observation, scientific inquiry mode. She's looking Master Jinshi's body like a true, like just like a sculpture. It's a scientific examination. So funny. Alter his
すい
build.
ません。お二人も手伝っていただけますか。ガオシン
She's
様は
going all
そ
the
ちらを
way.
はい
スイレン様はこちらを。わかったわ。その上から服を着れば。
Oh. Wow. So now it's the makeup time.
次は顔です。
Now it's the face.
色の
Yo!
いくつか練りました。
She's so excited.
あーメイメイ姉ちゃんに押し付けられたやつ。
なあまだか
口も閉じてもらえますか。力は
Look at her face. Whoa. Yo, he's hot.
大惨事だった。
おいどうした
Yo.
いえ、何でもありません。
痛いぞ何があったんだ
何もありません。
はい何もありません
Yo, how truly is heavenly beauty is freaking Master Jinshi, dude. Like, wow. For Gaoshan to be shocked? Oh, that was just for funsies, I see.
さらに濃い色でクマを作っ
Yep.
本来
Whoa, he already looks different.
そんなくだ
Oh, Mama's getting closer to the truth. She's getting closer, but she's like, there's no need to ask such a silly question, right? Because again, this is what I talked about with cognitive biases, definition right here. Cognitive biases. All of us have biases, as I've talked throughout the season and the series. And when our biases are so deeply ingrained, it creates false impression. And that false impression, without correction, through verification, fact-checking, seeking evidence, which is a scientific method, that false impression will be so deep-seated and it will distort our information and it will become false information, misinformation, right? And that's why I think the impression that Master Jinshi is a eunuch is so deeply ingrained and deep-seated in Mao Mao's minds that she's like, oh, such a silly question, and no need. Of course, he's a eunuch. Oh well, whatever. Also, because the power hierarchies as well.
どうぞ。
Dozo.
飲み物か
Oh.
ゆっくり舐めて嚥下してください。唇と喉が腫れて声が変わりますから。
何が入っている
What? Mamo, is there a limit to your competency? Unbelievable, dude. It's working. This is Hollywood production level. Wow.
本当に坊ちゃん
坊ちゃんはやめてくれ
This is
2
unbelievable.
目半くらいに見える
More
の
makeup.
元の良さは困ったものだ。
Oh, okay. You
とも
tried.
かく自分にできることは全てやった。
You did try the best you can, Mamo. Beyond impressive.
久しぶりの里帰りだ。
シャオマオ
Xiaomao.
実家に帰ると言っていましたね。
はい、明日まで暇をもらったので。え、高春様にしてはそうだ。
それならジンシ様も途中まで同じ道筋ですよね。
え、
別人に変装したところでいつもと同じ従者を連れていて
Ah, it's
おかしく
true.
思われる
Very
でしょう。
thorough.
あらそれ
Dude, Master Jinshi looks so different. He lost that protagonist main character aura. Wow, Mamo. Unbelievable.
ジンシ様もそう思いませんか。
そうだな
申し訳ありませんが、私がジンシ様についても変わり映えしないかも。確かに。
Such a weak excuses.
知られていますし。
そのようなことは
ならシャオマオも変装すればいいんじゃない
それはいいですね。
お化粧
Ah.
よね
嫌な予感しかしない。
Your posture is too graceful.
お前こそその口調をやめろそれに名前を言ったら変装の意味がないだろう
では何と呼べばよろしいのですか。
ジンカとでもお呼びください
Jinka.
お嬢様格好からすれば妥当だと思いますがね
確かに。睡蓮様の娘。
Aww.
生地 様と言ってもおかしくないだろう。
Oh, so they're making Mao as someone like a young lady from a prestigious family and Master Jinshi as like this male servants. Wow, that's a role reversal. Very interesting. I wonder in Master Jinshi's mind, obviously in a non-perversive way, maybe he's a little bit excited, but he's like, oh, this is cool. It's like a role play. Again, a very intimate thing. And obviously this is gonna, it's very conducive and it's very helpful for them to get closer, spend more time together, very quality time under this like role reversal, role play scenarios. Interesting. Jinka.
何がそんなに楽しい。
See, called it. He's enjoying this. This is the most fun he's had in a while.
ください
よろしくお願いします。
Master Gaoshan adapted his role real fast. Jinka.
人か
はいお嬢様
姿勢が良すぎる。
He's having this is blissful. He's having a blast. He's so happy. Because I don't think he enjoys that tremendous power. So I think for Master Jinshi, because he is a very thoughtful, genuine, charismatic, and a great leader. Because remember, not everyone with leadership is a good leader. Leader is earned. Leadership is given. he is a great leader in that sense because we've seen his thoughtfulness, his care for the society, for the people, and so on. But because he cares so much, because he's such a great leader, it comes the burden, the great burden of responsibility. So for this, aside from this a role-playing scenario he really enjoys with Mao Mao, I think it's also relieving for him. It's a big relief of this great burden because at least for this moment, at least for this time, as brief and as fleeting this may be, for whatever the purpose, he's not the Master Jinshi. He's not the Secret Prince. He's not the Emperor's brother. He's not the manager of the royal palace, but rather he just male servant Jinka with young lady Mama.
ジンかね。それほど木をてらった偽名じゃないが。
Oh, for flower.
やっぱり女装にした方が良かったかな。
Ah.
いや。
To maintain peace in our realm. She didn't say just for a society or a country or a dynasty. She said to maintain peace in our realm. AKA, his beauty is so heavenly, so dangerous, it will cause a ruckus and chaos for the entire humanity. Dude, how beautiful is Master Jinshi? What the heck?
やる飯屋です。そこで知り合いと待ち合わせよう。
Ah, dude, Master Basin is again tasked with the bitch work. Like, dude, he's again. That's why he does like Mama. He's I know I just mumbled a bunch of sounds, but he is the de facto. Master Basin is the go-to person to do all the bitch work, all the full work, all the dirty work, like being the secret bodyguard. Because obviously, Master Jinshi's safety must be ensured. Just like what I said earlier, like a Korean emperors or Chinese emperor, even when they go on like a jaunt around town, using the episode title, when they go on a secret visitation with the disguise, there's still plenty of bodyguards throughout. Obviously, it's like assassination. Same for US presidents, same thing, right? But of course, in the modern sense, US presidents and most presidents out there, but especially the US presidents, because of all the assassination attempts, access to guns and so on, deadly weapons, they are prohibited from going out of town just by themselves. It's never allowed. Ah. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yoshi? You see? Jinshi is loving this. This also shows that aside from just with Mao Mao, because Mao Mao is a person of special interest to Jinshi, Jinshi doesn't have a lot of ego, right? His ego is not inflated. He doesn't struggle with low self-esteem. Inferiority complex, differentiate here. Inferiority complex is people who have very low self-esteem, a lot of insecurities inside, so they project out to be very grandiose, like chest puffing, like, oh, I'm the best, like, I don't know why I made that sound, but those people who are very judgy externally, who think they're better than everyone, even a lot of narcissists. If you look at NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, differentiate right here, NPD, most narcissistic personality disorder folks, they have fragile ego. Their ego is so fragile, either because of their upbringing, a lot of them is attachment style issues, attachment struggle, trauma as well. They have fragile ego, so that fragile ego gets manifested as narcissistic personality disorder, that they seem extremely narcissistic, but it's actually a protective and defensive mechanism to protect their little fragile ego in the inside. And I'm using fragile ego in a clinical sense. So those are the folks with inferiority complex. They feel very inferior in the inside, so in the outside, they come up as the opposite, right? But Jinshi doesn't have that. He's truly confident. We can tell he has very high self-esteem. He's very competent. He knows himself well. Because of that, he doesn't feel the need to project his massive ego. So he doesn't have an ego. That's why he's enjoying. So he's, I'm sorry, my lady. He's not just playing to his role. Yes, that's the most superficial level one. But the deeper level, it's actually psychological. Psychologically, he is comfortable with who he is, and he doesn't have fragile ego. Therefore, he does not suffer from inferiority complex. Therefore, as a result, he's able to play the role and he's able to smile and enjoy this role. People with inferiority complex will never be able to role play as someone below, like a male servant. No way.
小遣いももらったことだし、鳥を締めてもらって一緒に煮
That's true. She also needs to adjust to it. Ah, they're checking each other.
食わせてやりたかったのに。医師としてもクス師としても右に出る者はいないくらいすごい親父だが。
True. Should be very lucrative.
あまりに飢え死にしそうなら、さすがにやり手ババアが飯を流し込むくらいはしてくれるだろうけど。
Yeah, I can't wait till as the show progresses, either season 1 or season 2. I can't wait to also learn more about Luoman, Mao Mao's father, about his background. We know why he was evicted and kicked out from the palace, right, with the child delivering incident. But yeah, I wonder why he chooses to be broke, why he chooses to live in a shack using Mao Mao's words, because he's a competent apothecary and a physician, second to none. We know how impressive he is. What? Ah, Master Gigi's sulking. Yo, only times he's like a childlike, because I think he's like 18, 19 years old. Only times he's like a young adult, age appropriate like, is with Mao Mao. He loses his composure. He's literally sulking. He's like, why are you so quiet? I think he was looking forward to this quality time spent with Mao Mao, like I said, to get to know her better, to deepen the relationship. But Mao Mao's literally saying 0 words. Oh my God. And now he's sulking because she's like, there's nothing to talk about. So funny.
焼き鳥ちょっとま
Yakitori. Chicken yakitori.
親父串焼き2本
はいよ。
どうぞ冷めないうちに食べまし
Aww.
ょ
Aww. That's gonna melt. See? He's so happy again. Touching hands. Skinship.
う香ばしい鶏皮じわっと
Oh,
広がる
man.
油毒はありませんよ
Doesn't he have cotton in his mouth?
おうどうぞ
Wait, so Jinshi has to freaking keep those cottons in his mouth the entire time? Oh my gosh. Anyway, some yakitori time.
どうですか
前の時のよりうまいな。塩が効いている。
Nice.
宦官は普通武官のような仕事はしないと思っていたが
Oh. Ah, Master Basin salivating.
ガオシュンおかえりなさい
Another hint dropping. I think Master Jinshi unknowingly and like it slipped. We call it the Freudian slip. Definition right here. Freud, obviously one of the most famous psychiatrists and one of the forefathers of psychotherapy. Freud. Freudian slip is a concept. Generally speaking, that it based on it's very context dependent. But generally speaking, it's when people let their subconscious, like very important information about their background, to slip, about their childhood, about their stresses, what they're going through. But it's usually subconscious. They don't mean it. But still important information, find a way to access your consciousness by getting slipped out. We call that Freudian slip. That's what Master Jinshi just demonstrated. I think accidentally, Master Jinshi slipped that this is so much better at the camp. And of course, as a veteran, as a U.S. Army veteran myself, we have to go through basic combat training, BCT, right here. That's where we go from civilians to soldiers to very rigorous and intensive physical, obviously psychological, just basic combat training, right? And that's what soldiers have to go through. But Mama is right. Eunuchs, to my knowledge as well, they don't go through that camp because they're not soldiers. They're eunuchs. So I think Master Jinshi had that Freudian slip accidentally. And Mama is very, very astute, very sharp. So I think she's collecting informations and data. And I think slowly, But surely the pieces gonna piece together and Mama is gonna realize one day, and I cannot wait for that grand reveal, that hold up, Master Jinshi is not a eunuch. He is something else with that physique, the calluses, so forth and so forth.
柿渋を塗ったばかりだから坊ちゃんのおもちゃよ懐かしいでし
Aww,
ょ
memory lane, nostalgia.
どうでした？
すこぶる上機嫌でした。
あなたにしては気の利く提案をしたこと。こっそり隠すと手がつけられないくらい泣いてしまって。あなたが新しいおもちゃを持ってきてはどうにかしようと苦労し
It's not just a favorite toy, it's much more. I think the Palace Lady doesn't quite, I think Palace Lady has this old belief that Master Gaoshan had, which is, oh, she's just a favorite toy. But I think Master Gaoshan at this time, because this is the second time Mama has returned to the real palace, I think he knows that, yeah, it's not just a favorite toy. It's something beyond more. But I think for people with prestige, again, with the social caste system, the tremendous social stratification, power differentials, it's almost impossible for people of noble status to fathom the idea that a person of such prestige, like their young master Jinshi, can like romantically of a commoner like Mao Mao. It's a social norm. The paradigm is so steeped and deeply seated in the people's mind of this era, because all of us, it's personal and environment. All of us are the byproduct of the environment, period. But I think Master Gaoshan slowly uncovering and realizing that, ooh, Master Jinshi likes Mao Mao more than just like a favorite toy. But for most people, it's impossible to fathom. It's such like a silly thing. It's like, yeah, there's no way.
に執着する。ジンシ様はそれが許される立場にありませんから。
そんなに急
Fixating on one thing, that's not a luxury that Master Jinshi is allowed to have. Because I think obviously Gaoshan and they know that Master Jinshi is like the brother of the Emperor, which is like the level 1. Because they don't know the true disguise, right? Maybe they do. I don't think they do. Maybe they do. Oh, maybe. Because they're true inner circle of Master Jinshi. So maybe Lady Ado told Gaoshan and a very, very select few people about Master Jinshi's secret identity of a secret prince. Because if that's true, then the secret prince, and he's the oldest, he has the right to ascend to the power of the throne as an emperor, the future emperor. And obviously, as a future emperor, you cannot be fixated on one thing. But even without that secret knowledge, if he's just the brother to the emperor, he also does not have the luxury to fixate on one thing.
がなくても良いのでは？
どなたかと待ち合わせなんでしょう。
俺とさっさと別れたいような口ぶり。
そうでしょう。
Made it too obvious.
別れたらもう一度戻って大根と鳥を買おうと思っているが。
別に。
It's not personal. It's just for her dad.
宮廷の生活も悪くないだろ
Bruh.
う。花町の生活よりずっといいと思うが。
Wait, Master Jinshi, you forgot to put the cottons back into your mouth, brother. Put them back.
自分の意思で出資してますし、与えられた部屋も綺麗なものです。ただ、一人残された養父がちゃんと。
However, I worry about my adoptive father? Huh? Her father is... Mama's adopted? Wait, because... Do real palace physicians have to be eunuchs? Oh, real palace physicians have to be eunuchs. Because obviously no men with peepees are allowed to be so close and treat concubines. Oh, that makes sense. Obviously, if he's a eunuch, how he's going to have a kid? Whoa, okay. I did not expect that. But yeah, okay, that makes sense that he's a eunuch. Whoa, okay. Wow, adoptive father. Man. Yo, I'm just sorry, guys. My brain's freaking glitching right now. I have so many thoughts, trains of thoughts just literally flooding through my mind. Yo, I'm gonna double down on my wild, baseless prediction that I shared a few episodes ago. That again, that mysterious courtesan, that master strategist, the villain-looking dude, talked about. I'm pretty sure she is the mother of Mao Mao. Too many similarities, as I talked about, right? They're both intelligent, highly deductive. that mysterious courtesan was able to beat and best the master strategist at the game Go. So impressive. She never sold her body, only her arts. So many things, right? And I'm just summarizing, consolidating all the evidence and clues I've gathered so far to double down on this, since I still want it to be evidence-based, wild conjecture and wild prediction. And Mao Mao is also highly competent, highly astute, intelligence, same traits, genetic traits, intelligence, right? Also, on top of that, Mao Mao was raised by the three princesses and the grandma pimp of that high-level brothel. And that's the same level brothel, same Virgil house that this mysterious courtesan worked at. You see that? Too many familiarities, too many crossovers, too many connections. And I think after whatever master strategist did to devalue that courtesan, which I think is rape, as horrible as it sounds, because that is the fastest way to devalue a woman, like a courtesan of that status who refuses to sell her body, right? I've talked about that before. And I think somehow after maybe Luomen was casted out of the real palace, came across the courtesan after she was devalued and probably left the Virgil house. They probably met together, maybe fell in love, but obviously Luomen is not able to have a child because he's a eunuch. He doesn't have his PP, reproductive organ, but I think he still took on the responsibility out of love for that courtesan and helped raise Mao Mao, because obviously when you get raped, you become pregnant. So I think Mao Mao was the accidental or forced bearing and pregnancy of that courtesan as a byproduct of rape or horrible crime done by that master strategist, the villain-looking dude. That's why he's the adoptive father of Mao Mao. And my question is, does Mao Mao know this trauma backgrounds? Does Mao Mao know about this, the level of deep, horrible, traumatic upbringing? The story between Luomen, that mysterious courtesan, and herself, Mao Mao. And of course, my questions are based out of my wild prediction, but my brain just enters hyperdrive. Oh my gosh. Okay.
どうしたんです？
いや、お前が薬や毒以外のこと。
養父は薬の死ですから、まだまだ長生きしてもらわねば困るんですよ。
Nah, that's
よ
not
ほど
it.
有能な薬師のようだな。
And palace physician.
若い頃には裁縫に留学していたこともある。
Wow. So he's extremely talented and he's off a prestigious background. So Luomen is from a prestigious background because to be a physician in the Chinese dynasties era and even in the West, to even be eligible to be a physician, aside from qualifications and merits, and to be extremely smart and hardworking, you also have to have the family backing, the financial support. So anyone that can study to be a physician is from a prestigious background, period. So Luomen is from a prestigious background. This is so interesting.
よほど優秀だったんじゃないか。
And from a wealthy family.
選ばれなければいけないはずだぞ。
That too.
すごい人。
すごい。
天は二物を与えずと言いますが、与えられた人間もいるんです。
Wow.
それはお前の養父が宦官だということか。
そうですけど。
She's this everything I just talked out loud. So I think Master Gene is making a connection. Wait, your father was a eunuch. That means he was in a real palace, and a person of that caliber, of that talent. Hold up, was he the previous royal palace physician? Because Master Gene is also extremely smart and deductive, so I think he's able to make the dots. This is such a faithful encounter. Again, full circle moment. The strings and the writing of the show is it's like a spider web of impressive writing. Unbelievable. So many things are interconnected, so many layers.
すなわち先の皇太后に宦官にされてしまったらしい。
Palace physician.
言ってなかったかな。
ちょっと寄ってって。
Wait, also one last thing. This also, oh my gosh, dude, oh my head hurts. Dude, the faithful connection, the predestined connection between Mao Mao and Master Jinshi is unbelievable. One last connection. I just realized Mao Mao's father, Luomen, the previous palace physician who was outcasted because of the death of the fake prince with the child swap with Lady Ato's son. That means Luoman is the one that actually delivered the baby, that delivered Master Jinshi when Luoman was attending to the empress, the mother of the emperor himself. So in that sense, Mao Mao's adoptive father is the one that delivered Master Jinshi. What do you call that, dude? Like, what?
ああ、なるほど。
This show's getting crazier and crazier.
六召喚の馴染みには詳しいのか？
まあ、派手に立ち回る客であれば。
どんな奴がいる？
Do you know the regulars at the Virgil house? Again, I was right in the beginning. What's the mission? What's the secret mission and the main purpose of Master Jinshi making this visit? Is for Master Strategist. Because Master Strategist told Master Jinshi in the previous episodes with that story and hinting at that courtesan, which I believe is the mother to Mao Mao, was about the Virgil house, that he was a regular. Boom.
守秘義務があるので。
Okay, respect. Duty of confidentiality.
妓女の価値を下げるにはどうすればいい？
不愉快なことを聞きますね。
How do you devalue the value of the courtesan? I'm telling you guys, it's something sexual, something, I think it's rape. It's something horrible. That's why Mama was like, that's an unpleasant of a question.
いくらでもありますよ。特に上位の
High class courtesans, which is
六召喚
Mama's
では
mom, I think.
カムロ時代に一通りの教育を済ませます。その中で要望の良いものとそうでないものに分けられ。 教養で客を取ります。
Okay.
値はどんどんつり上がり、上がったところで露出を減らすと、茶飲みだけで1年の銀が尽きる売れっ子妓女が出来上がります。
Wow. Their purity, chastity, I'm telling you.
価値は半減します。
Yep.
さらに
Rape. Pregnancy.
こうはらませれば、価値などないに。
Dude, this is exactly what I said. This is exactly what I said, dude. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh, I'm sighing because it's traumatic, dude. It's sad. There's some dark shit, dude. Also, the reason why, last thing I'll say is, before closing out, I think Master Jinshi was stunned and became quiet. With pregnancy, their value comes to 0. Again, I think he made the dots. If I make these dots preemptively, and with all the clues, I think Master Jinshi at this point finally like, holy mother shit. Master Strategist is telling me that freaking story that's seemingly random, but it's not random. The reason why he requested to borrow the talents of Mao Mao after talking about the high-class courtesan from this very house that he knows Mao Mao was bought out from by Master Jinshi is because holy shit, Mao Mao is the byproduct of the outcome of the high-class mysterious courtesan's pregnancy. And he said to devalue her, Master Strategist is the culprit. And I think Master Jinshi just made all the connections and all the dots, which the dots I also made and predicted. Of course, it's not confirmed explicitly yet, but so far, I think this is what's happening. Oh my gosh, dude. This is the least excited I've been about my wild prediction, even though I made this prediction 2 episodes ago, or even 3 episodes ago, because that's a bleak trauma. It is horrible, dude. After you worked so hard, all the challenges, the journey to become the highest class, one of the main princesses, the courtesan, so that you don't have to sell your body. You're not forced and coerced into sex work. You can sell your talents. Have a high quality life, finally, until you're bought out by someone that you love through mutual consent. But before that, Mao Mao's suspected mom lost her chastity, lost her purity, lost her value, lost her position because of, I guess, suspected rape or something horrible that robbed her away from her innocence, purity, and her high quality of life after everything she's worked hard for, because she earned that lifestyle. Dude, again, I could be wrong still, but that Master Strategist, excuse my French, you're such a scum, dude. You are a shitbag. Gosh, I hope Master Jinshi and Mao Mao, through their teamwork, take him down, dude. Ugh! I'm fuming. Anyway, without further ado, if you enjoy my videos and my wild predictions, smash that thumbs up. And hey, make sure you're subscribed. I'd love for you to support your favorite yapper if that's the case, right? And before you go, like I said, if you want to enjoy early access up to 2 and 3 weeks to watch the videos as I record them, join our Patreon and YouTube memberships for early access. As always, I greatly appreciate your support. You guys are the best, for real. As always, until next time. Peace.